Hello everybody, I am back once again doing a video on a number of topics, as you can probably see in the title, which is above my head, and maybe the description, which is below my head, down here. So, well, you can't see my hand, so what the fuck am I doing? If you'd like to see me do a video every week or so, maybe at the end of a week, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or, well, that's the end of the week, maybe Sunday, which is the start of the next week, talking about the big topics in wrestling, let me know. And maybe I'd also want to, I haven't decided if I'd want to or not, maybe do some sort of like Skype thing where I'm sitting here and you're looking at my face, but you can hear someone else talking, someone like, Daniel Talks Pro Wrest, or Big Rat 310, or who I really like, and everyone has probably already subscribed to him, but everyone should subscribe to him again. Silver Kyle Wrestling, for example. Maybe Quack Insanity. Maybe Truth Slayer, though. I mean, he's a bit of a nobody, though. Doesn't have that many subscribers, I guess. And, not really. He's the puppet master of the YWC. I hate saying that. The YWC. It's fucking disgusting. But yeah, Truth Slayer is in charge of us. If, he says, get them, everyone else snaps to attention and kills someone. So if I say anything bad about him, legitimately, he'll kill me. He'll have me, well, not kill me, stab in the gut, kill. But, he'll set his hounds upon me. No, not really. He's not like that. Yes, the first topic I wanted to talk about was the untimely and very unfortunate passing of Larry Sweeny. He actually was... when I first started watching a lot of indie wrestling, I remember watching him in Chikara, an earlier Chikara show, or maybe not earlier, I think it was from 2006, maybe 2007. One of the first Chikara shows I got, basically. And I remember seeing him and I thought to myself, this guy is fantastic. And then as I caught up, and continued watching things with him in it as a manager, not just a wrestler, I really thought he was fantastic. The best manager in wrestling, which is quite sad because you think WWE should have had him in their company, or even TNA, but no, they didn't, which was quite sad because he was better than anybody else. And even though there wasn't too many other big name managers out there, especially on the indie scenes, and WWE doesn't really use them, and neither does TNA anymore, the guys who were around the past, 5 years or so before he came along, or maybe 10 years, he was better than them too. And I think he probably would have gotten a lot better with age as well. And, it's really... his death isn't just tragic because he was so talented and he had so much potential. If someone had seized that, apart from maybe like Ring of Honor and Chikara and a few other indies, but and his his age, 29, that was makes it much more tragic. But also due to the fact that we'd kind of seen his struggles, us on the internet, going to forums or newsletters and things. Some of us were aware of the struggles he was going through in life, financial, in his mental health, that kind of thing. And the reality that he didn't defeat those or overcome those is just really sad, considering how talented and how much potential he had. But yeah, that's just sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Some people just have issues that are so bad that things like this happen. It's really hard to say much else other than that. Other than, he was one of my favorite guys to watch in wrestling, and I thought he added, a tremendous amount to anywhere he would go, whether it was as a wrestler or, as a manager. One of my favorite shows from 2010 was actually the Dark Cybernetico, the Chikara show, which he returned at, and I can't tell you how happy I was to actually see him. He wasn't the best in the ring, and he didn't seem to be in the best shape, but it was just so great to see him, and he probably deserved a bit more time. Anyway, on to a slightly lighter note. Jesus, a lot of depressing shit in wrestling this week. Edge retiring due to a neck injury, which is irreparable, and if he continued to wrestle, he'd be in a wheelchair. Once again, this is really quite sad, but I kind of expected it. I had a friend, I'm still friends with him, I think, unless he discovered I shit in his bag before. But he was talking about, Edge is probably going to retire soon, just because of all the injuries he's had. No, I always thought, yeah, maybe, but then it's wrestling and guys just go way too long after they've got injured too much. But he retired because of, a neck injury. And the truth is, while I'm sad to see him go as a wrestler, I'm very grateful for all the hard work he put into his craft, and also think, he needs to do what's best for him. I am a wrestling fan of the belief that, if a wrestler is doing the best thing for themselves, say, retiring because of injury, or retiring just because, of personal issues, or retiring because they want to spend more time with their family, I say more power to them. They should do what's best for them. There are some fans who get really agitated by wrestlers who do that. And I don't. I think that wrestlers should just, rather than just slug it out, retire before they end up in a wheelchair, or, unfortunately, like Mitsuharu Misawa. But yeah, and I went onto a few forums and was just looking through some things, and there was a certain forum of less reputable wrestling fans. Well, not less reputable. They're dumb shits, basically. And there was a few TNA fans there saying, oh, maybe if Edge got better, he could come back to TNA. And I don't know why I knew it, but before I even read some comments of people saying that, I knew they were going to say that. Because anytime anybody leaves the WWE, you've got TNA fans beginning to talk, oh, maybe they're going to come to TNA and change the face of wrestling. I fucking hate TNA fans. And they're bigots too. All of them. Yeah, I'm not a bigot, but they fucking are. Anyway, third topic. Life after TNA. I hope everyone got what I just said about the TNA fans. I bet most people won't, and they'll take it seriously, but whatever. Life after TNA. Because I'm no longer watching TNA, or really following it, for that matter. If I see it in a newsletter, I see it on a forum topic, except for, the Edge thing, I usually just skip over it. I don't read it. I just don't care anymore. You know what? I'm a happier person for it. Because TNA Impact's on Saturday nights, I don't ruin my Saturday nights or Sunday mornings, very early Sunday mornings, or anything like that because of it anymore. I don't have to worry about trying to remember storylines, because that was one of the big struggles for me. I couldn't remember what happened the last week, and so things would be happening on television, and I had no clue how things got to that point. There was really nothing I enjoyed anymore. My favourite tag team, Motor Machine Guns, weren't there. Desmond Wolfe, or Nigel McGuinness, I'm just going to call him Nigel McGuinness from now on, because TNA's gone, in my mind. Nigel McGuinness is not there. And you know what? Maybe if TNA gets really good, and I mean really good, like gets a lot of buzz around it from a lot of fans, and everyone's talking about it, and all that kind of stuff, and even Truth Slayer's saying, oh, it's good, and because, he's this evil mastermind sitting at the top of like an ivory tower or something of elitism, looking down at the measly TNA. It's shit. It's fucking crap. Or, I don't even think he watches it anymore, and who the fuck can blame him? I'll still watch Fool Killer's videos just because when he tears it to shreds, it's always amusing. But in terms of even then, I still can't remember what he was talking about from week to week, just because the topic is TNA. And I'll end with a quote from my friend who he said, Dixie Carter said it. My friend told me a quote that Dixie Carter apparently said, and it went something like this. I'm really sorry that all the fans in Australia don't get to see TNA Impact anymore, and the rest of the world does. Yeah, I'm sorry for the rest of the world, Dixie.